I'd share my morning mobility routine with you. Standing upright with the feet hip width, the knees soft. Relax the shoulders from the ears. Inhale deeply into the lungs. And on the exhale, connect to that thick 1-inch band of muscle that wraps around the hip bones. Take your soft breath in, extend the arms at your sides, squeeze your fists. Now you want to activate by lengthening the arms and then externally rotating the fists outwards. A little bit more of a bend in the knees and a gentle squeeze of your glutes. Take a breath in and on the exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Make sure that you're stretching open the back of your neck. Inhale, float the chin upright and then turn the chin to look on up. Gaze with the eye line to look above you. Good, inhale and exhale, drop chin to chest. Inhale and exhale, lift the chin. Good, inhale and exhale. Keep extending the arms from the armpit joint so that you're keeping the shoulders softly glided down. The back is in neutral with a small amount of the glutes staying on. Good, make this your last one. Drop the chin to the chest and look down. Take a deep breath in and on the exhale, roll the ear towards the shoulder blade. Take a breath in, come back to the center. Exhale, take it the other way. Rolling your ear along your round collar neckline of your jumper. Gentle stretch, a half roll of the neck. Now be aware of any pain or tension. We're not working into pain here. And if you're able to, start to draw a circle. So roll your ear towards your shoulder. Lift your chin, look directly above you. And then roll your ear to the opposite shoulder, along your collar line and back to center. Take a breath in and on the exhale, roll. Good. Keep drawing the shoulder blades down, lengthening the arms from the armpit joint. Keep that activation through your glutes. Keep your T-zone working. Now be aware of any closing angle joint pain. That's pain which means that you've taken the angle into its final range in its closing phase. You want to back off if that begins to become apparent in the neck here. Make this the last one. Roll along the collar line, lift the chin, ear to shoulder and then roll back. Inhale, float yourself on upright, relax at the arms here. Beautiful, let's move through the scapula. Staying upright with the T-zone working, take a breath in, shrug the shoulders up towards the earlobes and then on the exhale, lengthen the arms down and draw the shoulders down. Inhale, lift on up and exhale, glide on down. Keep the rib cage drawn down, inhale, lift the shoulder and exhale, glide down. If you need to, you can work through one side at a time or if you're able to, lift the shoulder and glide it down. Good, now we're keeping the T-zone working, that small amount of glute activation on, a soft knee here. Let's make this our final two, lift and draw down. Good, now let's work into our hugger tree. Bent knees, keep the glutes softly active here, float the arms on up. Take a soft breath in, shoulders from the ears, and on the exhale, drop the chin to the chest, pull the arms away. See if you can widen through the shoulder blades. Take a breath in, float the fingers back towards you, lift your chin. Exhale for your hugger tree stretch. Good, inhale. Try to drop the chin to the chest on the exhale as you pull the fingertips away, widen through the shoulder blades. Inhale. Let's make our final two of our hugger tree stretch. Last one, exhale. Good, inhale, float the fingertips back towards you, float your chin. Release your hands, extend them out from the chest here. Now keep the arms long, keep the elbow quite straight. You're going to draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Now you're going to draw your shoulder blades closed behind you and glide them down. Keep the arms lengthened. Reach the long arms, try and draw the shoulder blades wide, just like in your hugger tree. Lift the shoulder on up, draw the shoulder blade closed and glide it down. Reach with long arms to widen through the shoulders. Lift the shoulder blade up. Close the shoulder and glide it down. Good. Keep that reach. Lift, close and down. Breathing in and out gently. Good. Let's reverse the movement. So we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades closed. Lift them up. Then reach forwards to really protract the shoulder blades. Widen through the back. Draw the shoulder blades down, squeeze the shoulders closed behind you, lift the shoulder on up, and then reach it ahead. Good, down, squeeze closed, reach it up, and then reach forwards. Lovely, keep it going. Keep the T-zone active. Try and use the whole shoulder blade to work through this mobility here. We're drawing down, we're coming into retraction, lifting up into adduction, and then reaching forwards into protraction. We're getting the full range of the shoulder here. Last one. Relax the arms, take a soft breath in, release any tension that you've created here. Beautiful. Give yourself a nice strong hug. Wrap your right hand over your left shoulder. Wrap your left hand over your right shoulder. Take a nice soft breath in, keep the knees soft. You want to make sure your glutes are still squeezed, have a small amount of activation, and try and prevent your lumbar spine moving with the tilt of your pelvis. Don't move through your pelvis at all. Keeping the T-zone working, take a breath in, drop the chin to the chest once more. Now keep the chin tucked at all times, and on the exhale, you're going to pull your upper back forwards as you sink your ribs towards your hips to flex through the thoracic spine. Then as you inhale, you're going to lift your rib cage upright, stack that rib cage over the hips once more. On the exhale, pull the upper body forwards and down, ribs towards the hips. Look at my upper back rounding. Keep the chin to chest. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale, draw the ribs down. Good. Inhale to lift. Now you also want to be aware that you're keeping the lumbar spine and pelvis from moving, and the T-zone is switched on as you exhale to glide the upper body forwards, ribs towards the hips. Inhale to lift. Good. Let's do one more. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Now you're going to drop the chin to the chest still, come into that flexed position. On the exhale, drawing the ribs towards the hips with the T-zone working. And you're going to give yourself a small rotational hug side to side. Keep the chin to chest, take your breath in. And on the exhale, rotate your rib cage over your right hip bone. Then inhale to center. Try not to move the pelvis. You're trying to move your rib cage. Exhale as you rotate rib cage over towards one hip bone, and then inhale to center. Use your glutes, use that small bend in the knees to keep your pelvis from moving. Use your legs to keep you stacked. Now this small amount of flexion and rotation is targeted in that mid deep back center position. So we're not trying to move through the pelvis, and you'll notice my hips are non-moving here. Make this your last one each side. Come back to center. Inhale, lift yourself upright for a little break. Let's go for our side to side. Keep the self hug, or you could release the hands by your side if you'd like. I'm keeping the chin tucked to chest. I'm keeping the hips level, and on the exhale, I'm just sinking my rib cage over to one side down towards the hip bone. I'm not pushing my hips out to the side. Inhale, bring myself on upright. Very similar to your lateral flexion. Exhale, draw one rib towards one hip bone. Notice my hips stay level. Inhale to center. If you're here, you could be doing your lateral flexion, reaching one hand down towards the knee, keeping the hip bones level, the T-zone tight, a small amount of your glute activation on. With this self-hug, we're getting a little bit more into the upper back with a small tuck of chin to chest, and we're trying not to push the hip out to the side. Keep that alignment of your hip bone over your knee and your second toe. Good, let's make this our last one each side. Exhale to flex into lateral flexion. Inhale to center. Exhale to flex and inhale to center. Good, release your hands, roll your chin upright over your sternum, take a soft breath in and out, release. Lovely, now let's move the pelvis itself. Hands are on the pelvis. I'm showing you from the side. I have soft knees, and I'm switching onto the T-zone once more. Keeping the sternum floated this time, the shoulders glided down, my chin over my chest. I'm going to exhale as I tuck my tailbone and drop my hips back, squeezing my glutes to draw the pelvis into this tilt. Then inhale to center where my feet are aligned under my hip bones. And then exhale, tilt the pelvis forwards, allowing the tailbone to lift gently. And then inhale to center. Exhale to tilt back, squeezing the glutes to draw the tailbone down, feeling the hip flexors opening, and then inhale to center. Exhale to tilt, letting the tailbone gently lift, trying not to over-exaggerate the lumbar spine, just allowing the pelvis to gently tilt forwards and back within my own limits of my mobility here. Now the pelvis and the lumbar spine are linked, so we're looking for a gentle articulation through the lower back, but we're working without pain. Good. Keeping the knees bent. Keeping the T-zone working. Let's do one more. On the exhale, you drop the tailbone, squeezing the glutes to draw the pelvis back. Opening those hips. Inhale to center, and then exhale, tilt the pelvis forwards, feeling the tailbone gently float, not over-exacerbating that lumbar spine. Inhale to center, relax and take a break. Beautiful. Let's do a small range of squat, keeping the feet hip width, the knees traveling forwards. Take a nice soft breath in. If you need to, think about that gentle lift of your pelvic floor. Now you're going to push your bum back. Notice I'm hinging forwards from my hips, chest over my big toe, bending at the knees. Exhale as I bend into my squat. Take a nice soft breath in. Exhale, push myself upright using my legs and my feet. A deep breath in. Think about the pelvic floor. Push the bum back and down first, hinging at the hip line as we come into squat. Bending at the knees. Take your breath in. Exhale, push through the heels, scoop through the abdominals, lift yourself on up. Inhale at the top and hinge forwards. Push the bum back. Exhale, bend through the knees. Hands can run down the thighs. Take a breath in at the bottom. Exhale, push yourself on up. Good. Inhale, hinge. Exhale to bend. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale, hinge. Exhale to bend. Inhale at the bottom, hold here, drop the chin all the way under. Now you're going to exhale, scoop through the abdominals. Scoop through that abdominal connection as you round your upper back towards the ceiling. Push the hands into the thighs, feet into the ground to roll yourself on up. Start to stack the vertebrae tall here, lift the chin. Take a deep breath in. From here, we're going to move down, just work a little bit through the lumbar spine and the hips itself. Take a deep breath in, hands are on the thighs, drop the chin to the chest. Keeping the knees soft, we're going to exhale, sink the ribs towards the hip bones. Let the head travel in front of the chest. Take your exhale down slowly as you roll your head in front of your belt line. Now as your head moves beyond the belt, take a soft breath in, bend through the knees. Just hold here for a second. Good. Now we're going to continue to exhale and roll on down. We're taking our time as we bring our hands towards the mat and softening through the knees. We're going to walk ourselves down to 4-point kneeling box. You could bring yourself on upright if you don't want to be over your hands and shoulders at this point. Now realign, hands underneath those shoulder blades, knees underneath the hip bones. Take a nice soft breath in. We're going to work through our hip extension range in our horse kick. Draw the shoulder blades down, push off the chest, switch the T-zone on. Then lengthen one leg behind you, keeping the hips square. Good. Just squeeze your glute just to take the weight of the foot off the mat. You're going to bring the knee in towards the chest. Keep your box nice and stable. Inhale. Exhale, push the heel out behind you. Squeeze the glute max to lift the weight of the foot from the mat. Inhale in. And exhale, push the heel on out. Good. Inhale. Now we're looking for glute max engagement. Working into the hip range at the back of the pelvis. Hip extension. You want your glute max to really be working, so take your time. Make sure you lengthen the leg, squeeze the glute to help you lift the weight of the foot. Look at my spinal alignment here. I'm not shifting away from my box. I'm keeping the T-zone working. Shoulders gliding down. Good. Just 10 reps here. So one more. Beautiful. Come back to the mat. Stay switched on. Other side. Extend the leg behind you, keeping the pelvis level. Squeeze the glute max to lift the weight of the leg here. Inhale, the knee travels in and down. Keep the shoulders drawn down. Extend the leg behind you, squeeze the glute max to lift the weight of the foot. Again, checking your spinal alignment in the mirror if you need. You want to make sure the pelvis is staying level and you're working your glute max in this hip extension. Upper body is very strong and the T-zone is working. Just 10 repetitions of your horse kick leg here. Really getting the glute max to fire. Good, last one. Come back to the mat. Now we're going to widen through the knees, and if you need to, your feet could also widen. I'm going to push back off my palms, draw my glutes back towards my heel bones. I'm opening up the hips gently in this very wide chair sides, drop the forehead. Relax it onto the mat and take a deep breath in and out here, just allowing my hips to open, my upper back to relax. Take a deep breath in and out, and then bring yourself back to the box for a little bit more of your spinal movement here. Now we're going to look at the spinal movement as a whole. Draw the shoulder blades down. Make sure that you've got the T-zone working. You're going to come into a very strong rounded spine position, your angry cat. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, scoop the abdominals. Start to scoop out your abdominal bowl as you drop your chin and drop your tailbone under to push your shoulder blades towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Now you're slowly going to allow the tailbone to lift. Don't let the shoulders draw down. As the tailbone softly lifts, it allows the lumbar spine to gently arch. The pelvis gently tilts forwards, and we allow each vertebrae to slowly start to draw down into a happy puppy. As we come to our mid-back connection, we draw the shoulder blades gently down as we gently lift the chin to gaze ahead of the mat line. Draw the shoulders down and take a deep breath in here in your happy puppy, a small extension through your lumbar spine. Good, drop the chin to chest, and on the exhale, start to push away from your shoulders. Start to round the upper back towards the ceiling, but try not to let the tailbone go yet. Now as you round the upper back, slowly start to allow each vertebrae to round, and then allow the tailbone to follow as it drops under, and let the lumbar spine round. Take a deep breath in, we'll do one more each way. Lift the tailbone gently. On the exhale, as the abdominals are scooping, we're rounding gently through the lumbar spine. The pelvis gently tilts forwards. It's a small movement. Then we're going to round through that mid-deep centre back, draw the shoulder blades down, and gently look ahead of your mat line. Take a breath in. Drop the chin to the chest once more, and on the exhale, as we slowly start to scoop the abdominals once more, we're pushing away from the mat through our chest to round our upper back. Don't let the tailbone instinctively follow yet. Let the upper back round, then allow each vertebrae to round towards the ceiling, gently releasing the lumbar spine as the tailbone tucks. Take a deep breath in and then come back to your neutral spine. Beautiful. In this position, let's work swimming arms. Keeping the upper back really strong by drawing the shoulder blades down, working on keeping the T-zone and the pelvis level. Reach one arm forwards, exhale, drawing a straight line out of your box. Draw the shoulder blade down to lift the hand. Inhale, come back to the box, change sides. Reach on out, exhale, glide the shoulder blade down. Inhale, come back to the box. Just 5 or 6 repetitions on each side, coming back to thinking about your neutral spine and how your T-zone really interacts with your lumbar spine and your pelvis connection. Good, we're keeping the shoulder blades glided down. We want to make sure the T-zone is now not letting the tailbone or the pelvis tilt forwards. Good. One more. Come back to the box, take a nice deep breath in. Widen through the knees, drop the glutes back towards the heels, come into that nice wild child's prayer stretch. Reach the arms forwards and sink the head down. Take a deep breath in and out. Now if you'd like, you can come up into standing any way you choose. I'm going to come back to my box and come up through a downward dog. It's going to be very, very bent kneed so that we're taking pressure off of the hamstrings and the calves very, very early in this mobility. So come back to your box. Now if you want to come up into standing, you can join me at the top for some roll downs. I'm going to tuck my toes under here, take a deep breath in and out, making sure I switch back onto the T-zone. Now I can have a little rock forwards and back with toes tucked if I want a nice plantar flexor stretch through the arches of the feet. Gentle forwards and back if you choose. Now when you want to come back up, you make sure you align your pelvis back over your knees. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, utilizing a scoop of your abdominals, press your hands into the mat to lift your knees and your hips up. Now as we lift the hips up, make sure you're pushing off of your palms, lengthening through the arms to gently draw the heels back down. Keeping the knees bent, we're not straight leg down dogging yet. Now we can pedal through the feet if we want to release a little bit of the calves, but we keep the knees bent. Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to draw the heels down to the mat gently, keeping the bent knee position. Walk our hands back towards our feet. We have very strong bent knees in a forward fold, hands placed back on the thighs. Take a deep breath in, tuck the chin all the way under.
On an exhale, we're going to scoot through the abdominals to round the upper back towards the ceiling. Then we slowly align the pelvis and the knees back over the feet. And then exhale, start to stack the vertebrae upright slowly. Use your abdominals to help you lift yourself upright through the spine. Lastly, lifting the crown, dropping the shoulders and floating the sternum. Take a deep breath in at the top here, then continue to roll chin to chest. Exhale, sink rib towards hips. Keep the knees bent. Sink the head in front of the chest line. Ribs are drawn to hips as you sink your head in front of your belt line. Arms loose from the armpit joint, head heavy from the neck. Roll yourself forwards and down. Take a deep breath in. Hold at your roll down. And then exhale, push through the heels, scoop through the abdominals. Start to stack the vertebrae on top of the pelvis. Aligning the spine towards the ceiling. Lifting the crown. Dropping the shoulders, floating the sternum, inhale. Good, drop chin to chest, keep the knees bent throughout. We're just warming up through the spine here, and you may have quite tight hamstrings. Good, concentrate on your roll down of the opening of the back. If you want, you can straighten your knees, particularly if you feel a little bit more mobile below the pelvis. Let's do 2 more. Making sure you take your deep inhale at the top. For those of you that are going into a more straight leg roll down, you want to be aware of any pressure through the lower back. We do not work through pain, and you may need to restrict your range of motion in your roll down, particularly if you're working with any hip, hamstring, knee, foot injury. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale, scooping through the T-zone to roll on up. Let's have 1 more here. Take a nice deep breath in. Drop chin to chest, exhale, sink and roll. Now at the bottom of this roll down, take a deep breath in and just allow your upper body to hang forwards. Nod your head yes and no. Give the head a shake and a release from the neck. Allow the arms to dangle, and on the next exhale, push through the heels. Scoop through the abdominals. Use your legs to activate and your core to roll yourself on upright, stacking pelvis over feet, and then 1 vertebrae on top of the other, as you align yourself tall once more. Float your head, take a deep breath in, relax. Well done. That's my morning mobility. Every morning I do a little bit of this and it helps prepare my body for the day ahead. You can do this in the mornings if you choose, but please be aware if you've got any hamstring or calf or foot injuries, you may need to stretch your hamstrings, you may need to stretch your feet, your calves before you begin.